Miami's offense has been on fire, and Butler has it right here with a screen by Love, a drive by Jimmy Butler. He's playoffs. Butler around Ingles, up and down, his bag of trade to Butler, and Butler.
Pretty much every locker room with Jimmy Butler I've been in postgame is a winning locker room.
In February 2025, the NBA witnessed a blockbuster trade that sent shockwaves through the basketball community. The Miami Heat traded their star player, Jimmy Butler, to the Golden State Warriors. This move, involving multiple players and draft picks, has since been scrutinized, with many questioning whether the Heat were shortchanged in the deal. This analysis examines the intricacies of the trade, its immediate impact on both teams, and its broader implications for the league.
They didn't forget that. But at the same point in time, they recognize this isn't about his feelings towards us. It's about his contract and where he wants to be. That's a separate entity.
On February 6, 2025, the Miami Heat agreed to trade Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors. In return, the Heat received Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Dennis Schroeder, and a protected first-round draft pick. This trade was part of a larger 5-team deal that also included the Detroit Pistons, Toronto Raptors, and Utah Jazz. The Warriors subsequently signed Butler to a 2-year, $121 million contract extension, securing his services through the 2026-27 season. From the Miami Heat's perspective, the move was definitely a questionable decision. Trading away a player of Butler's caliber was a decision that raised eyebrows across the basketball community. Reports indicated growing tension between Butler and the Heat's management, primarily over contract negotiations and concerns about his role within the team. These disagreements ultimately led to Butler requesting a trade, with multiple teams hesitant to pursue him due to concerns about his conduct and its potential impact on team chemistry. From a performance standpoint, the Heat aimed to rejuvenate their roster by acquiring younger talent and future assets. Andrew Wiggins, at 29, was seen as a player with untapped potential, while Kyle Anderson and Dennis Schroeder were expected to provide depth and versatility. Additionally, the protected first-round draft pick was viewed as a vulnerable asset for future rebuilding. However, the immediate return has been underwhelming. Wiggins had an inconsistent start with the Heat, averaging 12 points over his first 2 games, but with a field game percentage of 29.2%. Tyler Harry, expected to shoulder more offensive responsibility, saw his true shooting percentage drop to 55%, indicating a challenge in adjusting to his new role.
It certainly is going to be an intriguing one tonight at the Kasai Center when the Heat host the Warriors, who have just been on a tear since acquiring Jimmy Butler at the NBA trade deadline. And for the Miami Heat, it's been the exact opposite. They've been one of the worst teams in all of basketball since that trade.
For the Warriors, acquiring Jimmy Butler was a strategic move to bolster their roster and enhance their championship aspirations. Butler's reputation as a tenacious defender and clutch performer made him an ideal fit alongside Stephen Curry and Draymond Green. The Warriors believed that Butler's experience and leadership would provide the necessary edge in a highly competitive Western Conference. This belief has been validated as the Warriors experienced a resurgence, achieving a 16-4 record with Butler in the lineup. The aftermath of the trade led to contrasting fortunes for the two teams. Now, let's talk about the immediate aftermath of this so-called trade, because oh boy, Miami fans did not get the fireworks they were expecting. Instead, they got something closer to a dumpster fire. Since Butler's departure, the Heat have gone from a scrappy, tough-minded team to a squad that looks completely lost. Prior to the trade, Miami was comfortably positioned as the 4th seed in the East, aiming for another deep playoff run. Miami was sitting comfortably in the 4th seed of the East, eyeing another deep playoff run. But after the deal, they went 4-7. That's not just bad, it's straight-up tank mode. The first game post-trade was a reality check. They got obliterated by a team they should have been competitive with, and as losses piled up, it became clear that Miami didn't just lose their best player, they lost their entire identity. Let's talk numbers for a second because, well, stats don't lie. Offensive collapse. Before the trade, Miami was averaging 114.5 points per game. After Butler left, that dropped to 107.3. That's the kind of drop that turns playoff teams into lottery hopefuls. Clutch time. Miami used to be one of the best teams in the clutch, largely because Butler lived for those moments. Now, they're ranked in the bottom 5 for clutch time efficiency. It's like watching a team that forgot how to play basketball in the final 5 minutes. Team chemistry? What chemistry? The Heat went from a gritty defense-first squad to a bunch of guys who looked like they just met in the parking lot before tip-off. Communication is off, effort is inconsistent, and the defense, which was Miami's backbone, has fallen apart. But the worst part? The Heat traded away the very thing that made them special: leadership, intensity, and weight. Butler wasn't just their best player, he was the soul of this team, and now they're a ghost of their former selves. Golden State Warriors? The opposite effect. Meanwhile, over in San Francisco, Jimmy Butler walked into the Warriors locker room like he owned the place, and honestly, the results speak for themselves. Before Butler's arrival, the Golden State were hovering around 9th place in the West, looking like an aging dynasty that was running on fumes. But as soon as Butler threw on that Warriors jersey, everything changed. Winning culture revived, the Warriors immediately went 9-2 in their first 11 games with Butler. That's not just a good run, that's title contender energy. Steph Curry's second wing. With Butler carrying more of the defensive load and providing another scoring option, Curry suddenly looked like 5 years younger. His shooting percentage went back up, and he had more energy in the fourth quarter. Confidence? I think not. The defense went from meh to elite. Before Butler arrived, Golden State ranked 17th in the defensive rating. After the trade, top 5. That's what happens when you bring in a guy who actually enjoys playing defense. The trade elicited strong reactions from fans and analysts alone. Many Heat supporters expressed disappointment, feeling that the team did not receive commensurate value for a player of Butler's stature. Critics argued that the assets acquired did not adequately compensate for the loss of Butler's leadership and on-court contributions. On the other hand, Warriors fans were happy about the acquisition, viewing Butler as the missing piece to propel the team back into championship contention. Analysts highlighted the seamless fit of Butler's skill set within Golden State's system and anticipated significant dividends from the trade. The long-term implications of this trade remain to be fully realized. For the Heat, however, the focus will be on developing the acquired players and leveraging the draft pick to build a competitive roster.
On to him for the rotation next year.
Wiggins, topside.
The challenge lies in integrating Wiggins, Anderson, and Schroeder into a cohesive unit capable of contending in the Eastern Conference. The Heat's current struggles highlight the urgency of this task. For the Warriors, the immediate goal is to capitalize on Butler's presence to secure another championship. However, considerations about team chemistry, salary cap implications, and Butler's long-term fit will be crucial factors in determining the ultimate success of this acquisition. The Warriors' recent success, including a notable improvement in their record since Butler's arrival, suggests positive momentum. Let's be real, this wasn't a trade, this was a heist. The Warriors casually walked into the Heat's front office, took their best player, and left behind scraps. It's the kind of deal that makes you question if Miami even knew what they were doing. They didn't just trade Butler, they traded away their best chance at competing. And what did they get in return? An inconsistent Andrew Wiggins and Schroeder, who's basically a rental. This trade wasn't just bad, it was a complete scam. What do you think? Was this the worst trade of the season? Did Miami ruin their season? Is there still a chance they bounce back? We want to hear you. And if you like this video, watch the next video to see how the Lakers became the NBA's worst nightmare.
They love it when I